The idiots have been in charge way too long. And that's why you're here. For the podcast you need. All for liberty all the time. Welcome to Liberty Bites Back. With your host, Brandon Imel.
Now, while many Puerto Ricans are Puerto Rican citizens and United States citizens, it is important to note the Balzac versus Puerto Rico 258 U.S. 298 in the year of 1922. It was a case in which the Supreme Court of the United States held that certain provisions of the U.S. Constitution did not apply to the territories not incorporated into the Union. The court did say that Puerto Ricans should have a fundamental rights, but the court left it unsolved, the exact personal rights that were so fundamental that they should extend to American citizens in Puerto Rico. So basically the rights are incoherent and end up to the officials in Puerto Rico. The only way Puerto Ricans can get full U.S. citizen rights are if they move to the mainland in the United States, the 50 states in the United States. That would be the only way they can receive their full rights under the Bill of Rights of the U.S. Constitution. So in reality, is a Puerto Rican in Puerto Rico truly a citizen? While they are in Puerto Rico, I would argue they are not. But they do have a chance to move to the mainland to obtain full constitutional rights, which does make them more or less a citizen, but like they are living in a foreign land with no rights in Puerto Rico, except those from the Puerto Rican Constitution. And this is why I've always advocated for Puerto Rico to become the 51st state, as many territories are in a gray area of law. Now, their constitution does have many great bills of rights themselves, but it doesn't give them the ability of a jury, unless it's a felony. While some of their bills of rights go steps further than ours, and personally I feel that they need to be adopted, like wiretapping and spying is condemned and stated, and it gives a true right of privacy. These laws would still exist like a state constitution, though, if they did become a state. Their Bill of Rights that I certainly like are Section 1, and the Section 1 reads, "The dignity of human being is inviolable. All men are equal before the law. No discrimination shall be made on the account of race, color, sex, birth, social origin, or condition, or political or religious ideas. Both the laws and the system of public education shall embody those principles of essential human equality." Now, this Bill of Rights section really just expands on what we already have established in civil rights law. But they have an amendment in their Constitution that says all of this. It also expands civil rights law by including political or religious ideas, assuring that all ideas can flourish in Puerto Rico. Another section I certainly like is Section 3, which says, "No law shall be made respecting an establishment of a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. There shall be a complete separation of church and state." I personally like that amendment as well. That one's one of the better ones I've seen in some of these local constitutions. And then Section 4 is also a good one in their constitution. It states, "No law shall be made abridging the freedom of speech, or the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances." So, if you can see here, the First Amendment is changed to instead have two different amendments. One bringing equality to all people, and also protecting the religious ideas and political ideas, which is good. But then the Section 4 makes it so the press and the freedom of speech is even more guaranteed for other people that won't fall under. Now, most of these are also in our laws of the United States. But now if we look at Section 10, it gets super spicy. Now, Section 10 reads as the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. It also states that wiretapping is prohibited. No warrant for arrest or search and seizure shall issue except by judicial authority and only upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched, in the persons to be arrested, or the things to be seized. Evidence obtained in violation of this section shall be inadmissible in the courts. So in Section 10, it distinctly makes wiretapping illegal. But if the United States Constitution rights is not available to use there in Puerto Rico, can you really consider them fully a citizen when calculating the rights they are not allowed? One day I hope to see this land of opportunity join the Union, or do their independently chosen future.